Hello there. I decided to do another bit of a camera test. I decided to try out my monitor, and I just thought, well, while I'm trying that out, I'll set up a couple of lights and just talk for a bit, see what happens. Um, so here we are. I've got my key light, the Amaran. I've got my, I don't know, second light, whatever it's called, LED panel with a wee softbox on. And I've got my LED flat panel giving off this purple light. I don't know why purple. I just thought maybe a weirdly different color, a color I wouldn't normally pick. But here we are. I have volunteered myself to be a DOP for a short film, so I always think it's good to kind of brush up on some of your skills. I keep looking at myself in the display there. I should have folded that up, put that away. I'm a bad person. I know that. But here we are. One of the things I've kind of noticed from getting back into filmmaking, or taking it more seriously at least, is you realize how limited filmmaking is. For example, I kind of have to stand rooted to this spot, because if I do, well, then it'll either mess up the focus or the lighting will completely change. For example, I'm going to take one step forward. I'm still in focus. I've got the autofocus turned on, but the C100 Mark II, the one that I have, you have to be standing like directly center of the frame for it to pick up. So I don't know. Maybe I'm out of focus. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'll check my monitor, since that was one of the whole points of buying it. I'll do a wee zoom in. This is a monitor. You can't really see too much. You can zoom in on it. I like it a lot so far, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on with it. And also, if I step back, you'll see that I am wearing a mic here, and it is the mic that I am taking the audio from. I have a shotgun mic attached to the top of the C100, and that is using Phantom Power, which took me years to work out what that was when when we were still using camcorders. That's how old I am. It's I always used to use. I didn't know what Phantom Power was, in essence, and I was like, "What is this? Is it a brand? Is Phantom Power a brand?" Googling Phantom Power and getting nothing back, being like, "Yeah, use your Phantom Power to power your audio gear," but it just turns out that it needs, for example, the camera. The microphone is getting power from the camera. So, what else can I talk to you about? What else can I just talk about in general? You've probably stopped watching by this point, but who knows? I'm standing at a 45-degree angle because somebody did headshots for me and they told me to stand at a 45-degree angle. So I'm like, well, that must be a reason for something. I can feel the echo in this room as well. I also did sound recording for the first time. I gotta say, I hated it. Why was that? Because I have to wait. When I was listening in my earphones, it sounded fine. But see, look at that. I can't even, like, if I raise my hand, I cast a big shadow over my face. I've noticed with the sound recording stuff, you're standing with your boom and you're hoping that it's picking up, but you don't know what it's going to sound like coming out of the speakers. It's at least with the camera, with putting up lights, I know what it looks like. I'm actually looking at what it looks like right now in the monitor. So yeah, sound is difficult. I don't know if it's for me, but again, the more films I'm involved in, the more films I'm involved in. Let me get that right. The more films I'm involved in, I realize that sound is actually way more important than the visual. There have been shots that are out of focus. There are shots that are too noisy. There are shots that are just not right or weird. People don't mind them as much, but they do mind per sound quality. So I've been trying to read up, learn about sound recording. Just for me, it's like I've got a couple of gaps in my knowledge. My main one of my gaps is don't know how to get rid of shadows on walls when people are standing close to it. I guess maybe that's just something I have to live with. But with the sound recording, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Sorry, something is flashing at me. I don't know what that is, but who knows? Who cares? We're having fun, aren't we? Yeah, so like to me it looks right, but like I don't know. This is the thing. All these, yeesh, I just gotta be super close up with myself. These what is it? These again, things look fine to me in camera, but all the dials, all the charts, all the whatever you want to call it, is telling me looks bad. So like it's technically telling me it doesn't look great, but I think it looks fine. I don't know. I got 2 stops of ND on the C200. What do you say? What happens if I go down to 1 or get rid of the look? Look at that, it's massively overexposed. So if I flip it, look at that, amazing. And then too dark, way too dark. So like I can see stuff like that. Whereas that looks to me, that looks good, but again, who knows? Oh no, I shifted off my spot. Like acting for film seems like something that is just hard, you know, because I'm having to stand still. I'm having to stay rooted to the spot, even though my natural inclination is to kind of, you know, wander about the list. But I can't do that. I have to, you know, find my mark, stick to it, and just talk. And this is what I'm doing. I'm just talking off the top of my head. But this is okay because I'll chop this up. I'll remove any of the awkward silences. But if you're an actor, you have to be talking to someone. You have to be like, hey, see, look, I'm naturally swaying like this, and it's just going to be a nightmare if you hand this off to an editor and your actor is just kind of standing in the frame going like this. So I stand rooted to the spot and I speak and I try to remember every movement. So if I go like that, I have to remember that for the next shot because, again, continuity for the editor, you want to be considerate, you want to be courteous to your editor. Because I'm a believer that it's not that people are bad actors, but sometimes you see a complete unknown give an amazing performance. And I wonder, is that because it's not that there's no bad actors, it's just there's just bad editing. Like I've been saying to some people in the group, the Belfast Filmmaking Club group, you know, if you don't like your performance, you need to start being friends with the editor. You need to get to know the editor because a lot of the times I find the performances can be made or broke in the edit. You know, if somebody leaves in a shot that makes you look dumb or makes you look stupid or kind of goes again, it looks like a mistake. Sometimes that can work, like in Collateral when Tom Cruise is like firing through a window and he trips up in a chair and he goes, that makes sense because in the context of the story at that moment, Tom Cruise's hitman character is getting kind of more, you know, he's feeling the pressure more and more. So it would make sense that he slips up. But I am digressing quite a lot because I'm just kind of getting into this flow state. I don't know if you've noticed, but yeah, I've also become really conscious of my breathing, and yeah, so I need to slow it down, take my time, and just kind of be still. That's what a lot of film acting is. I think it's like knowing when to be still and knowing when to move. You're almost like a predator. Maybe that's why we like actors with kind of narrow eyes. You know, Clint Eastwood. You know, the gaze, that kind of thing. Who knows? I'm kind of running out of steam here, but there you go.